Pisces, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It's a message for Pisces, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is an energy reading, so if you're not a Pisces birthday, but this has popped up in your feed, it's because there's something that you need to hear in this message right now, because the message comes to you at exactly the right time. And this is where your message begins. This is a tricky card, so I really have to think on this one for you guys. Make your dreams real. Now, that is perfect Pisces energy, though this is a Scorpion energy card for me. But why is this a Piscean energy? Because you always make your dreams real. You are the perpetual dream and the dreamer. And whereas a lot of people will say about you, Pisces, that's why you're so distractible. That's why you're so flaky. No, that's why you're so productive. Because with Pisces, there's no differentiation between what they dream and their reality, which makes them natural manifestors. Because you have to believe it before you see it. And Pisces always do. They don't have to see something to believe it. They believe it wholeheartedly because they've dreamed it. And because they believe it wholeheartedly, that's what they focus on. And because that's what they focus on, that's what they put their hands to. And because that's what they put their hands to, that's what they build out into 3D reality. And so you're really never distracted when it comes to making your dreams real. The thing is, if it's not in your dreams, you will easily be distracted from it because you're putting so much energy and effort into manifesting every single day. And that's what people do not get about Pisces, that they are not ever distracted by their dreams. And their dreams, that's where their heart is. That's where your sun sign is if you're a Pisces birthday. So your heart, your sun is where your heart is. And your heart isn't your emotions and your feelings. It is your God-given purpose. And so Pisces' God-given purpose is always in their dreams. That's the solution and answer, the beginning and end to all of their problems, challenges, struggles, and purpose on the planet is their dreams. So if a Pisces is getting distracted or a Pisces is flaking out, it's because you're not in their dreams. Or the job isn't in their dreams. So what it really means is you're not important, or it's not important. The situation isn't important. Because if it's really in their dream, like Pisces will be in their dreams. To be in their dreams is to be in their heart, not their head. And so there is this beautiful spiritual quality about a Pisces at all times of the day, because they're constantly connected to that dream realm of everything is possible. And that's why so many Pisces end up being such great manifestors. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but Einstein was a Pisces. People think of Pisces as the next artist or the next musician, not the next scientist. But that's so untrue, because he wasn't just any scientist. He was a preeminent scientist. He was a scientist that broke contemporary science of his time. Like, he broke through, because you have to be able to see what's not there to bring it into reality. And that's the Pisces conduit. Pisces is the conduit for the ether to come into the real world. This is why the real world continues to expand. We have an ever expanding universe. Potential and possibility comes in through Piscean energy. Through the dreams, right? And you don't have to be a Pisces to manifest, but that's how what isn't real. See, there's a difference between reality and truth. And a lot of times the issue with scientists, and usually not preeminent ones, but the problem is with scientists is that they only focus on the real, which is what's in front of them and what is already provable. Brilliant scientists look at what has not yet been proved. and they get an inkling and they get it, then they follow their faith, which I'm sure Einstein was, to understand that even though it isn't real, doesn't mean it isn't true. And true and real are different things. And Piscean energy, that nebulous, undefined mystery, is truth. And you are the conduit that brings, Piscean energy is the conduit that brings truth into reality, which is how reality expands. What we understand and can measure and know to be true today, know to be real today, is very different than it was 300 years ago. And the only reason that happens is because there's a conduit that brings more truth, little driplets, because humans can't handle the truth all at once. Little driplets. And that's really what Saturn is about. Saturn is reality, but that's protective, because the truth is humans in this human body, the 3D world is built to be restricted. It's built to be limited. It's built to be that way because that is the greatest challenge of the infinite, is to be restricted. That's actually how it grows. It's growing by figuring out how to expand a finite space. And it's not growing as in reality is growing. The ether, the truth, is actually growing by being challenged to figure out how to expand a restricted space, how to behave spiritually, how to be strong enough to endure that trauma, that stress, that disappointment, that heartache that the infinite and the omniscient and the omnipotent would never feel, because why would it? So it builds out earth to almost torment itself, because that's the only way it's ever going to grow. It's not going to grow by just knowing and existing. So Piscean energy is really this beautiful conduit conduit for what's possible to come into reality. And so Pisces aren't actually getting distracted or flaking out. They are just so focused on what's actually important to them, which is their dreams, that if you're not in those dreams, you're going to fall off the radar pretty darn quick. So this card, Make Your Dreams Real, 56, 5 plus 6, 11, that's the awakened. It's awakened. You are making currently, you are making something that you've dreamed, you're turning it into a reality, just like the spider web. The spider web is the spider's own personal manifestation. It comes directly from its body and its knowledge and its understanding and its instincts. So what this card is saying is a dream that you've had, you've actually been working on, whether you realize it or not. And you're going to start to see the real and measurable and quantifiable threads of that dream coming into reality now. Keep working hard, tread lightly, but you're actually going to start to be able to measure it. Now, sometimes this card is a warning, usually when it's in reverse. And that warning is you could be getting yourself into a net. You could be walking into manipulation, but we'll see. Let's get into the rest of the reading. Remember, Pisces, as I divide the deck, there are going to be cards that fall out. Good. They're supposed to. I'm going to leave them where they lie. They're part of the reading. If you are looking for a personal reading, I do provide those. Just check out my website. It's the only place you can book with me. www.bornwithoutboundariestarot.com. You can Google it. You can go to the front page of this channel. There's an icon there. You could go to the description box. The link to my website is right in there. It's everywhere. So please do. And if you're just finding this channel, please do subscribe to the channel, because I go live here on YouTube like I don't go live anywhere else in the way I go live here. And this is the only place that I give free public tarot card readings. So if you like that stuff and you want to participate, don't only subscribe, ring that notification bell and select all notifications, because that's when you'll know when I go live. That's the only time you'll be notified. So if you're sensitive to loud sound, please turn down your volume a bit, because I cleanse the energy with sound. And I know some people are sensitive to it, so hold on. Watch out. I told you sometimes it could be a warning. That doesn't make anything that I just said not true, but I told you sometimes it could be a warning, and something just flipped a switch in me, Pisces, and that is this card in reverse. Upright, it's actually a fun and playful energy, trust in divine detours. But in reverse, it could mean that you're dealing with somebody who's kind of like Wile E. Coyote, kind of out to get you. So if you're being asked to detour, it could be because somebody was leading you into a trap. And that combined with the spider web kind of means that maybe you feel stuck right now. Maybe you feel like somebody's trapped you. Maybe you feel like you're at an unexpected place and you're stuck in under somebody else's control. And that's not feeling so good. But what I love about this energy is it's bringing it to the surface. And instead of you using your dream state in the negative way, negative for you, to imagine reality away, instead, this is coming to the surface, so you have to face reality. This is actually how you feel. You're feeling trapped and manipulated by somebody or by a situation. That doesn't mean they're being malicious, but it does mean that, yeah, they were out to get something from you, whether it be love, to be with you, or working you too hard at your job, or, basically stepping over your boundaries and then getting you stuck in their web to kind of control you like a puppet so you could be and do what they want you to do. It doesn't mean that they're actually intending to do this, but it does mean that you feel this way. So you need to listen to yourself and say, I'm not completely happy here, am I? No, I'm not. So let me be honest with myself and then write down and assess, why am I not happy? What isn't working? And change those things. Or else bitterness will build, anger will build, energy that you don't have time to waste, right? If this isn't the right place for you, get out. I don't feel like that's necessary. I just feel like what's necessary is for you to make the situation more yours and less about their vision and more about the vision that you should both have, as opposed to feeling like if I don't fit in and I'm not controlled in this way, then, everything will fall apart. I hope that's not true. Time to let go. Once again, this could also be time to let go of your feelings, time to let out what has been nagging and sitting on your heart. Something has been bothering you. You need to acknowledge that. You can't or shouldn't ignore it, because that's not honoring yourself, and it's forcing you to live in a state of inauthenticity. And you want to live in a state of authenticity. That's how you stay high vibrational. That's how you stay happy. That's how you stay in a state of joy. I know we're not going to be happy all the time. Bad things happen to all of us, like shit happens. But if you're always authentic, even in those bad moments, you will process those difficult emotions pure and quick, and you won't get stuck. Right now, you're feeling stuck because you're not allowing yourself to process your emotions, because you don't want to look or see what those emotions are indicating. And that's what emotions are. Emotions are indicators. So, and you're right, I'm confirming with the cards, there is something going on here. But if you don't take charge, this situation or this person, whether it's your boss or your lover, it doesn't matter. They will continue to take charge. They will continue to manipulate, or they will continue to just build things out their way, and you will be part of their puppetry. And like I said, this doesn't have to be malicious. You could just be dealing with somebody that's much better at putting their plan forward than you are. But you need to be part of this planning. And because you're so smooth and soft and caring and malleable, it's easy to kind of get one over on you or get ahead of you when it comes to strategy or structure or making things work, because dreams take time to manifest into reality. People don't understand your process. But ultimately, it's easy then. That's why so many Pisces feel bowled over or get into even especially relationships that they didn't really want to be in or that aren't really good for them, because somebody else wanted them and they just sort of were malleable, like flexed into that space. And it's like, you're noticing that now. You're feeling that you've been boxed in. You're feeling that you've been over-structured and under-listened to and under-respected. And ultimately, you need to acknowledge that and let that out. And then say, this is what makes me happy. This is what I need. Can you produce this? This is how I need this situation to look. Can we make it more toward my vision? How can we combine each other's vision? But I have to have an input here. So what's happening right now is this is a build-up of emotion because you've been feeling manipulated for a while, and now it's finally coming into consciousness. And so I want you to articulate it. I want you to speak it. I want you to say, this is how I feel. And what that indicates is needs of mine aren't being met. This is what I want. Either make room for that or understand that this situation isn't compatible for you. We have Spirit has a plan. This is higher power and higher consciousness. Sometimes life stings. Understanding, it's almost like understanding that when you get that objective perspective, sometimes you're not going to always get the answers you would have liked, but you always get the answers that you need. And you need to tap into the truth here and not just the reality. And so understanding that there's something bigger or more important that needs to be done. And sometimes that's not easy work, right? Sometimes that can be really irritating. And ultimately that can be okay as long as it's for a purpose that you're tapped into and not one that you feel completely removed from and like you have no say in. Very important. But now that you see, in other words, this week, now that you see from that higher perspective what's going on, it's going to sting. It's going to bother you and it's going to irritate you, but it's bothering you and irritating you for a higher plan, which is to motivate you to see these other capacities in yourself and motivate you to be more consciously aware and be a more active participant in every situation in your life instead of letting other people mold you. Surrender now. Surrender now doesn't mean surrender to the situation. It means surrender to the truth you've uncovered. Believe it and let it play out. Remember that when moth to a flame, moth is led to a flame because it doesn't let go, because it continues to try and force the situation to work when it's actually dragging it to its death. So if it just released and let go and said, accepted its current state, then everything would kind of pause and it wouldn't keep getting sucked in, and it would have the bandwidth to then not be in that hyperactive state of panic because it feels like it's being destroyed. So what this is telling me is God doesn't want the situation to be destroyed, but if you keep going or allowing it to go the way it's been, it will be destroyed. So let go. That will give you the flexibility and the freedom to get this perspective and ultimately, to gain this perspective and ultimately be able to stop wherever this was snowballing in, whatever cliff this was snowballing out off of. You can stop the snowball here by just allowing yourself to let go, accept where you are right now, and reconfigure based on where you actually want to go, not just where you're being pushed. Let's go to the extended, because there's more. I'll see you guys there. The link is down below in the description box. I've also pinned it to the top of the comment section. I'll see you there.